Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another installment of Art Fennell Reports. I'm Art Fennell. You know, American educator Mary McLeod Bethune once said that we have a powerful potential in our youth, and we must have courage to change old ideas and practices so that we may direct their power toward good ends. Mary McLeod Bethune. Now, that statement speaks volumes. Our children have the ability to be whatever we want them to be and whatever they can possibly become. But we have to keep them on track. That can be the hard part. Fortunately, there are organizations like Project Restore out of Philadelphia that's helping to do that. Project Restore is a faith-based program that helps first-time juvenile offenders to reconnect to their community through service learning, vocational training, and finding jobs. Now, the goal is to strengthen the community by playing an active role in the lives of these young offenders. Now, this type of initiative is having a positive impact all around the country. I want you to take a look at some numbers. According to some data outlined by the Ann E. Casey Foundation, in 2003, more than 96,000 juveniles were arrested that year. In 2006, that number dropped to just over 92,000 people for that year, and then the numbers continued to drop. For example, in 2007, it went down to about 86,000, and then 3 years later, in 2010, the number hit an all-time low, 70,000 juveniles arrested that year, just over. We're going to talk about those numbers and the impact they're having. Reverend Billy Ivory is here. He is the director of Project Restore, and he'll tell us more about the good deeds they're doing. And also here with us, we have two former young offenders who are participating in the program, Derek Banks and Shantae Hunter, and we will hear their stories as well. To all of you, thanks for being here and participating. I think this is one of those stories that needs to be told because we hear so much about all the bad that's happening out there, and we hear so little about the good things that are happening and how people can turn their lives around. Reverend Ivory, let me start with you. Project Restore was born out of a faith-based initiative to try and do good in the community. Tell me more about it.
That's correct. It was born out of a vision that was given to Reverend Dr. Herbert H. Lust II. In 1989, he founded the People for People Incorporated. And Project Restore is just another development arm that services our community, especially in North Philadelphia. And I'm proud to be a part of the People for People Incorporated.
Sure. There are a lot of depressed communities all over the country. Philadelphia has its share of them as well. And so Project Restore said we want to reach out, we want to try and see if we can do some good and impacting lives of young people. Was it as simple as that?
Well, it's not that simple. I mean, I'm looking at even my own self. I'm a project of having to have a mentor because they had so many tormentors out there. So this program helps us to show a different paradigm to the community. And it also helps our young people realize that just because you did something when you were young doesn't mean that's going to be the way the story ends for you. Right,
right. I want to get more into the specifics of what Project Restore is doing, but let me just hear from my young people here. And Shantae, I want to start with you. You're, what, 22 years old?
Yes.
22 years old, and you started going down a rocky road. What happened? What was going on in your life that was taking you that way?
I mean, there was nobody really there, so the streets was your best friend. And now, anyway, you gotta fight or you just gonna be bullied. So I fought.
You got in a lot of fights.
Yeah, I mean, it was even that or get bullied, and I wasn't getting bullied.
So were you angry at the time? Were you disappointed that you didn't have more direction in your life? What was it?
It's more like I lost my cousin. There was somebody real close to me, and it was just my mom. She was drinking. She a good mom, don't get it messed up, but she was drinking. So I'd rather go out in the streets and find friends or somebody to be around me than for me to go to my mom and talk to my mom because I felt like I couldn't. And in the process of me being on the streets, you gotta fight out there. It's like a jungle. You can't just go out there and expect everything to be like glimpse and glamour.
How young were you when you're 22 now? How young were you when you knew you were going the wrong way?
15.
And you were in school?
Yeah, I went to school when I felt like it.
Yeah. Did you finish?
No.
Yeah. Now, you never did time.
No.
Correct? But you did probation, so you had to go through the court system.
Right.
Were you terrified when all of that was happening to you, or were you still angrier than ever?
No, I was terrified. I was scared, like, because at the point of me going to court, I actually thought that I was going to spend some years in jail because of how I was. So that scared you a little straight. Like, you don't want to do no time in jail. Probation is hard.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what jail is like.
Well, let's talk to Derek Banks. Derek is here. Derek, you're 21.
Yes.
Tell me your story. What happened with you?
I was just hanging around the wrong people. You know, I seen older people out there doing things and how they was living. I wanted to live like that, and I got caught with a firearm. You know what I mean? Just trying to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? So.
You were on the streets a lot, obviously.
Yes.
Was there any direction in your life at that time? I mean, were your parents around to help you, mentors in the community, anybody at that time?
At that time, I was just out there. I ain't nobody. My dad wasn't there. You know, my mom, she tried, but you know, she only got so far. You know, so I ain't had no sense of direction or guidance. I just went with the flow. Sure.
A firearm is serious stuff.
Right.
You went through the court system.
Yes.
What was that like, and what happened?
It was a. I don't want to go through it again. You know what I mean?
First of all, did anyone get hurt?
Nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. But going through the court system, it's a hassle. You know, you don't want to go through that. And I actually got sent up Summit Academy, a placement near Pittsburgh, and that's where I got my diploma. You know, I did things like went to school and gained my diploma up there.
How much time did you do?
13 months.
You did 13 months, and so you decided to get your diploma and to use that 13 months to try and turn things around for yourself.
Yeah, when I came home, I knew I had to do something different with my life. Like, I didn't want to go through that, and I knew from that point on it could only get worse. You know what I mean? So when I got home, I was just looking for a sense of direction and somewhere to go with myself. So.
Well, there you go. That's the perfect segue back to you, Reverend Ivory. Looking for a sense of direction.
Yeah.
They both said that. They knew that we couldn't continue to go the way that they were going, which says a lot about them, because not all youth offenders get it. You know, they come back and they want to be tougher than they were, badder than they were, and the trouble continues. But is that the first thing? You got to identify young people who are looking to make a change?
Yes, we have a 6-month program that we take them through. We bring them before different professional people that would give them character rebuilding and things of that nature. We also identify folks who don't have a degree, don't have high school diplomas, and we find them educational intervention. We partnered with Eastern University for college. We also partnered with Temple University for the GED program to help them. Okay, then we also have the Surf Save program, where we take them and teach them how to cook and different things like that to get them out there, because the goal is to get them meaningfully and gainfully employed at the end.
Right, and so I saw that we just had a classroom setting where you're giving instruction and education and so forth to try and get GEDs.
Yes,
I would imagine.
Yes,
and these are outside teachers who come in, educators who facilitate these.
Yes. Yes, we look to see people that can come in and volunteer and help us to help these young people. Now, they have to be between 18 and 21 years old, and they have to live in North Philadelphia. And these are the only people right now that we are allowed to service. But I wish we could service a whole lot more, because this problem is all over the city.
Does this type of work and instruction that they're getting give them a better sense of worth and value? For example, I know that you also do community service work where you're outside, you're working on the streets and so forth, trying to instill in them a sense of work ethic.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, see, what we actually do is we let the community know that, yes, these young people did certain crimes out there, but now look at them. So it's like that was then, but this is now kind of thing that we're showing them. So we want to rebuild the community's trust in these young people.
What's that like for you guys? You all have been participating in this when you're in the classroom or you're out cleaning up a community and so forth. Are you glad that you're out there, or are you like not really feeling this? What do you think?
It's a good feeling to get back to the community. You know what I mean? I was younger and nobody really gave to my community. So giving back to the community is like, wow, like I'm making a difference, you know. So I like it. I enjoy it, you know, giving back to my community.
You say what, Shanta?
I mean, I work at the Church of the Advocate, and the Church of the Advocate is basically a program that feeds the people that can't really feed themselves. So I like what I do. I like helping people. So for me to be out actually able to go there and help people that can't help themselves, I love it.
So at the Church of the Advocate, people are coming in. And do you feel a sense of empowerment that look, you know, I really feel as though I'm doing something that's really helping them, and at the same time, I'm helping myself?
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, because I'm gaining, like, seeing people that can't feed themselves, being able to actually come in every day and serve somebody that can't serve themselves. Because me personally, I always, as a young girl at 12, always said that I was going to be one of them types to buy a big house and feed the homeless, move them in, stuff like that. So this is a start for me. Like, getting up every day to go help them is a big thing. Like, I'm actually happy to get up every morning and say, oh, I'm going to go help somebody that can't really help themselves.
You brought them in to be on the program, but here's your chance to really put it the way it is. You know, what do you see in them? Now that they are in the program, have been in it for some time, as you look at them when they're out there, what do you see in them, Reverend Ivory?
I see that the path that Ms. Hunter is headed towards, that we can make it there. She really wants to be a nurse, okay? And so we're trying to do all that we can do to guide her towards that direction, okay? And my man here,
Mr. Banks.
Mr. Banks, he has shown the model participant. He's always there on time. He's never late, you know, and he's never argumentative. He's going along with whatever directions and policies that we have at Project Restore. So I'm very, very proud to use them as models for Project Restore.
Have you guys gotten over it? Or are you over trying to be the baddest guy out on the turf? Are you guys done with that?
It's old, man. It's old.
I mean,
it got old a long time ago.
Right. And actually, we should have been thought about it like that. It shouldn't have took Project Restore, but I'm glad we did run into Project Restore, because I have no, like, being bad is not where it's at. First of all, I'm too old to be trying to be the baddest person out there. That's first of all. Second of all, I actually see that it is people out there that can still care about us, even though we've been in jail or we've been on probation. We're not as bad as people think we are. So for Project Restore to do what they have done for us, I don't want to be bad. I don't think about being bad. And I actually talk to a lot of people younger than me about going in the right direction now, because I got help from somebody else.
You're mentoring now.
I'm actually talking to a lot of young kids now.
Yeah. Reverend Ivory, we can't erase the past, okay? The past is what it is. We have to build from it and learn from it. But what do you see when young offenders are trying to get reacclimated out into society and trying to get jobs? You give them jobs training. You can't take away something from the resume that says, well, I did some time. I did a bid for some stupid stuff I did when I was a kid. Are people beginning to look past that any at all, or is it still a very tough mountain to climb?
Well, both. I believe that it's a tough mountain to climb, but I do believe that some people out there are now understanding that, you know, we need to get a second chance. You know, everyone needs to get a second chance. Give them an opportunity. So we have these different organizations, we have these different employers that are allowing us to feed our participants their way, giving them another opportunity.
Have you guys seen any of that? Have you been trying to get work? Have you run into these roadblocks?
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody knows it's hard to gain employment out here. It's just hard. I mean, but something with a record is harder. But if you got the right training and you approach things the right way, you can actually come out successful. So.
Shante, I'll give you the last word. You say what?
I just basically think that everybody, like it's like he said, it's not easy. Period. Getting a job. It's not a walk in the park for nobody to get a job. It's about how you carry yourself, basically, on how your appearance is when you go to get a job. Like a lot of people walk into a place and they think, oh, because I got a juvenile record, they're not gonna hire me, so I might as well act the way I act anyway. It has been plenty of times when you walk in somewhere and they say, oh, you got a juvenile record. They'll make up a different excuse, though. They won't tell you that you're not getting a job because you got a juvenile record. So it's not easy with a juvenile record easy. But I have walked into a lot of places with a lot of people and they got hired with their juvenile record.
Mm-hmm. Here's your chance to plug again. Reverend Ivor said you want to become a nurse.
A RN to be exact.
What? An RN?
RN.
How close are you think, to getting that done?
I'm closer than I thought I would be. I'm actually going to Urban. I can't remember the last name, but they actually gave me their card and told me that I could come go to school there. And after I'm done in school, that they'll put me in a position.
Good. Good for you. We're pulling for you. And Derek, what do you want to do?
What I want to do, my goal is I want to be a sign language interpreter. My mom was deaf, so I know a lot of sign language.
Sign language interpreter. Yeah. Wishing all the best for you as well, and we're pulling for you, and we can see good things already. Your light is shining, and hopefully people watching will see this too. Who knows? Someone watching may say, that's the person I've been looking for. You never know. I want to thank you both for being on here on the program today. And Reverend Ivor, I want you to hang around because we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're going to talk more about Project Restore and the good work they're doing and making a difference in the Philadelphia region. And then we're going to hear from another former young offender who is turning his life around as well. We'll meet him when we come back. We'll be back after this. You want to talk about the kind of programs you're doing? Do you know?
Seeking for partners.
Right. All right, you're clean up. All right, so you're going to come up and take it to the next level.
How did it look?
Slide this up your
Yeah,
shirt.
you're going to take it to the next level. When did you start going sideways? What was happening with you back then? What turned you around? Where you are now? That kind of thing, okay?
All right, no problem.
And again, because he's at Shipman University, we're trying to get him to transfer to Eastern University so he can continue on and finish this program.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Art Fennell. We're talking about Project Restore, a faith-based initiative born out of People for People in Philadelphia, where they are transforming the lives of former young offenders who are now trying to get back on the right track. Here with me on the program, Reverend Billy Ivory. He is the director of Project Restore. And also joining me now is Malik McCall, another participant in the program and another former young offender. Thank you, Malik, for being here on the program. I'm going to get to you in just a second. Reverend Ivory, we're talking about the basics of Project Restore. Okay, this is an initiative born out of the good deeds to try and transform lives in the community. We talked about that. But it's a 6-month program. They have to complete 6 months in it, right?
Yes, they do. The Department of Labor tells me that even after the 6 months, we still have to get them gainfully and meaningfully employed, and they have to stay employed for 3 months. So this is why I'm reaching out now to try to see if we can get partners and employers to come and help us and support us.
Yeah, because again, I guess they're looking for a track record. They want to see that no, they didn't just come and spend some time with you. They spent meaningful time, and then afterwards they were employed and they've been able to remain employed.
Yes.
Correct? That's important. Malik, let me get to you. You're 19 years old, right?
Yes.
And tell me what happened with you. You know, when did you start to go sideways?
Growing up, my older brother or whatever, they was involved in the streets or whatever. So me looking at them, I wanted to be like how they was. So I got involved with the wrong set of friends. Well, not even friends. I got involved with the wrong set of people. And I started selling drugs, and then I got caught up and I got arrested for selling drugs.
How old were you then?
15.
15, and
Yes.
you were popped for selling drugs.
Yes, sir.
Wow. What was that like for you then? Did you care? Were you so angry and caught up that you didn't even care, or were you scared?
At the time when I was selling the drugs, I felt like I don't care. But as soon as I got the handcuffs around my wrist, I thought, like, this ain't even where I'm supposed to be right now. So it hurted.
Yeah. And so what did you do? What did you went through the court system, and then where'd you have to go?
Yeah, I spent 3 weeks in the youth study center, and then I came out and I had to do 6 months probation. So going through the court system, it was like pretty hectic.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
And what are you doing now?
Right now, I currently attend Shippensburg University, and right now during the summer I'm in Project Restore, but in the fall time I attend Shippensburg University. But I'm thinking about transferring to Eastern University, which is a partnership with Project Restore.
Mm-hmm. And what do you want to do?
Right now my major is entrepreneurship, but I like numbers or whatever and math and business. I'm business minded, but in the end I would like to be a head basketball coach at the collegiate level.
Fantastic. You know, he said something that prompted something for me, Reverend Ivory, and that is, okay, we know that people are going to make mistakes. And that's going to happen. Who among us hasn't made mistakes? But it's how you deal with that mistake and how you transform yourself. He said as soon as they put those cuffs on him, he said, okay, I knew this wasn't where I was supposed to be. Do you talk to them about where they were and where they are and just dealing with the heart and the mind as part of Project Restore?
Yes, we do. We constantly let them know that don't let your past mortgage your future. Okay? In fact, use your past to move to the future. Like you said, we all have gone through something. We all have done something, okay? But it's how you learn from that is which will cause the outcome. So I'm proud to say that a lot of these participants that I'm identifying with, I see a lot of them. We're going to read about a lot of them, and a lot of them are going to be very successful because they're getting the right stuff now. They're seeing the right stuff. We're putting them in the right direction.
Yeah, Malik, how do you feel when you're doing your community service work, either out in the field or in a classroom, in a kitchen, or wherever you're doing your work? How do you feel when you're doing that?
It makes me feel pretty good because of the simple fact, my grandma passed not too long ago, and she volunteered at a church, and she used to always have me with her, and when she passed, I stopped volunteering. So now Project Restore give me that feeling like being with my grandmom again.
Yeah. Reverend Ivory, they don't pay money to come to Project Restore, do they?
Well, that's where we're wrong. This is a very unique program. they actually get stipends. They actually get paid on the 1st and the 15th.
No, that's what I mean. They're getting paid, but they don't have to. You don't have to pay to get in it.
You don't have to.
That's what I mean.
No,
that's what
you don't have to pay. You only have to be an adjudicated youth between the ages of 18 and 21 years old and live in North Philadelphia, and we can take you in. The next group will be coming in around December. So we do 25 each term, and we're allowed to do 100. So we're almost at our third group now.
And are you overwhelmed with the numbers, or could you have more room for others who can come in and participate and get turned around like Malik here?
Well, we have room. The next group we're looking for over 25. So and we've been doing pretty good. The challenge we have, Arthur, is that they have to be in North Philadelphia. And this is my concern, because I feel as though we need to service more than just North Philadelphia.
Sure.
This problem is all through the city of Philadelphia.
And I imagine you need partners.
Yes.
People who can come alongside and help you with funding and with resources and the like, so that you can continue to keep your doors open.
Yes, we're sending out letters everywhere, trying to restaurants, business owners, asking them. I'm even going to have partners breakfast so that we can tell them about Project Restore and then get them to buy into something that's really going to help our youth.
Do you think that oftentimes companies may be a little afraid to take a chance? They see Malik and he says, hey, look, very candidly, but when I was 15, I was slinging drugs. Okay, and yeah, they took me in for that, but I'm not that same guy anymore. Do you see them being a little reluctant to take a chance on that?
Yes, I can see that, but we're asking all these employers, all these partners to look within themselves. Go back to when they were 15, 16, 17 years old. And if they can really see what they done during that time, they can realize if they made it, these young people could make it too.
Okay, how do they come alongside you to help you? They can go to the website, Project Restore?
Yes, they can go to the website, Project Restore. They can call into the office. We can get their numbers. We can invite them. We can walk them through Project Restore. And
it's through peopleforpeople.org.
Yes.
Under the great Reverend Dr. Herbert Lusk II.
Yes.
And so, again, we're wishing you all the best and continued success in this. Malik, we're going to be pulling for you, and we're looking to hear good things from you. Good luck with your studies and with your future. And again, I say the same thing to Derek and to Shantae, who were formerly with us out here as well. And Reverend Billy Ivory, thank you again.
Thank you for
all the
having
good
us.
work you're doing. I'd like to thank you for being there as well for this. And again, remember, we've all made mistakes. Let's give these young offenders a second chance. I'm Art Fennell. We hope to see you again next time on The Report. Enjoy.